Hello, everyone, and welcome back to my channel. My name is Dr. Sierra Bazell, and I am a health coach. I am a master herbalist, and recently I graduated with my PhD in leadership. Yes, that will be important next year when I tell you what I have been working on. But for now, today I want to talk to you about essential oils. So, I recently found out some information as I was looking over some research. I am studying natural medicine. That is my love. I love all things natural. So in doing my research, I found that there are all these studies that talk about essential oils, specifically discussing tea tree oil and lavender. Now, these studies say that tea tree oil and lavender can be endocrine disruptors. What does that mean? Well, for the layperson, that basically means this. If you are a person who tends to be estrogen dominant, that means that your body tends to somehow make more estrogen than it should. You have hormones within your body. You have estrogen, you have progesterone, you have testosterone. If your body is making too much estrogen, or if your body is taking in too much estrogen, it can cause your body to be estrogen dominant. Therefore, you end up having issues. I tend to be estrogen dominant. So, with that being said, my body cannot handle extra estrogen. So, I tend to stay away from things that cause me issues so that I don't end up with heavy periods again, so that I don't end up with more scar tissue, so that I don't get more ovarian cysts. My body doesn't like extra estrogen. That is not true for everyone. And what I want to say about this study is this. Everyone's body doesn't react to things the same way. I can't handle extra estrogen. Some people need extra estrogen because their bodies make too much of another thing. They might make too much testosterone, and then you have issues with other problems. But again, everybody's body is different. And the sample sizes on these studies are not large enough for us to say absolutely tea tree oil and lavender are bad. We can't. We don't know that these things are going to react the same way in everyone. So what you need to do is pay attention to your body. If you notice that your body tends to have issues, for example, if you identify as female or if you have female parts, and you notice that you are having heavy periods, if you notice that you are having spotting between your periods, if you have breast pain, lumps in your breast before your period, sometimes after your period, if you are dealing with things like ovarian cysts, endometriosis, those things like that, then you tend to be estrogen dominant. And it may not be the best idea for you to take a bath in lavender essential oils or put it in your water, or to have some type of bath salts with lavender in them. You shouldn't do that often. Does that mean that you can't do it sometimes? No, absolutely not. But moderation is key if you are estrogen dominant, because everyone's body does not absorb these things the same way. But someone who is estrogen dominant could have real problems when we're talking about putting things on their body that is going to cause problems. The other thing to be mindful of is this. In these studies, they looked at the fact that lavender and tea tree oil can cause breast growth in males. So it can cause breast growth in males, and it can cause young females to develop breasts early. So that means this: if you have children and you are using these lotions and things on them that have lavender in them, now, again, I don't know if in this study they studied people that just used lavender oil, or if they were looking at these people that use these lotions that have lavender oil in them. There is a difference. If you're using Johnson and Johnson with lavender in it, then it's probably not the lavender that's causing the problem. It's probably all of the other chemicals that are in these things. But we don't know. We don't know what the study looked like. So just be mindful and stay away from those products if you have young children. Try to use things that are going to be natural that will keep them from developing these issues. Now, let's talk about some good things when we're dealing with essential oils. Let's talk about some good things. So, Dr. Anna Garrett says that thyme oil can help those who have PCOS. Now, again, this is for people who have PCOS. If you have PCOS, then I'm talking to you. If you don't, then I'm not. Everybody's body is different. People who tend to have PCOS, while everybody doesn't take supplements and they don't deal with essential oils the same way, the same thing applies. If you don't have PCOS and I'm telling you something about thyme and helping people with progesterone levels, then it may not help you because this is for people who have this specific issue. But you are more than welcome to try and see how your body reacts to it. Your body may love it. Your body may hate it. But you won't know until you try it because everyone's body is different. And as an herbalist, we should be mindful when dealing with our patients because, or not our patients, our clients. Because when we have clients that are dealing with issues, we can't say, yes, this is absolutely going to heal you. Because it may work for me, it may not work for you. And because the government doesn't really allow us to say that anyway. But anyway, if you are dealing with issues and you have PCOS, thyme may be able to help you. It helps improve progesterone levels in people with PCOS, and it's also good for those with short luteal phases. We can talk about that in a different video because this is something that can help those people that are trying to get pregnant and are maybe only having periods that are having cycles that last 24 days, sometimes 21 days. That's not really giving your body enough time to now form this embryo inside of your body. So we can talk about that at a later time. But anyway, clary sage is also found to decrease cortisol levels in those who are postmenopausal. They did a study and they found that it helped to decrease cortisol levels and that it also improved their thyroid functioning slightly. Now, will this help you if you are not postmenopausal and you are not dealing with thyroid issues? Maybe, but again, you have to know what works for your body. Now, I do know that those people who have PCOS are finding great improvements when they are taking, or not taking, but are using thyme and clary sage. So thyme and clary sage together can help. And the last thing that may be helpful for those with PCOS is cinnamon. Cinnamon helps to reduce insulin levels by allowing your insulin to balance itself and to level itself out. So it reduces issues with insulin resistance, and this is good for those people who have PCOS because a lot of people with PCOS have insulin resistance issues. Will everybody be the same? No. Will cinnamon absolutely work for you? Maybe. The only thing that you can do is to see someone who is trained in dealing with these things and who can help you with your specific issues. But if you would like to try this, then, give it a try, see how it works for your body. Now, I am not saying that this will cure you because I cannot say that. What I am saying is that it can be helpful for those people who have these issues, and that more research should be done on these types of things so that we know how things affect different people who deal with different issues. But we won't know until we try, and you won't know unless you find someone who can help you with your specific issue. So to wrap all of this up, I'm sorry if it sounds like I'm rambling, but to wrap all this up, I just want to say this. Research is being done somewhat on essential oils, especially tea tree oil and lavender. You will hear people tell you not to use it, and I'm not going to say don't use it because it works for some people, but it does not work for everyone. What I want you to learn from this video is this. Always see how things work in your body before you go and say, this absolutely worked for you. It may not work for someone else, but it worked for you. Great. If it doesn't work for the next person, they need to find what works for them. Find what works for you. Anyway, thank you so much for tuning in. Thank you so much for joining me once again. And next week, I will be posting a video talking about fitness and how you can lose that fupa. How you can maybe lose that fupa, because again, everything doesn't work for everybody. But we will have a special guest, and she will be telling us about postpartum fitness. You don't want to miss it. See you next time. Bye bye.